Okay, I guess we'll get on to our sister view.
You never had like a sister tag, so?
Sister tag? What's that?
It's like a tag of questions, so they ask sisters.
Honey, can you Google that? So I can ask her in the middle? Okay, here we go. I'll start off with what I have, alright? Okay, Mana, here we go. First question. What was it like growing up being biracial? Go. Biracial.
Biracial.
Yes.
Wow. So honestly, I didn't think I was different from anyone else.
We didn't feel it, right?
Yeah,
Growing
like we didn't feel it growing up, but then when people would ask us where are we from, because to them they're curious because they don't know, they honestly don't know where we're from. And I would say, oh, my dad's from Sudan, my mom's from Philippines. Yeah, they'd be like, oh wow, and then I wouldn't understand the fascination. I only found it different when we went to our respective parents' countries. Like when we would go to Philippines, people would mention how we look different. Like we have high nose, we have dark skin, curly hair.
And even though we were surrounded by kids that looked Filipino, we did not, how do you compare ourselves to them? Like, hey, how come we look different? We never questioned it.
Like
it was
we
just
never thought
other
about
people
it.
telling us, oh, you have such sharp noses.
Yeah.
Or like not flat noses, basically.
And then same thing, when we went to Sudan, people would point out that our skin was still different. Like we were lighter, and then our hair was not as curly or whatever compared to them, and you know, just different things. And we weren't as tall.
We weren't as tall.
In our dad's side.
Yeah. Like in our dad's side, our Sudanese dad's side's family, they're all tall.
Mm-hmm.
Even our cousins were taller than we were.
So yeah, it's like but because I guess UAE is a very cosmopolitan country, it's like you have a mix of all kinds of races that you don't feel different, I'd say. So it was a pretty cool place to grow up in.
The best childhood ever, right?
Mm-hmm.
The best. Cool. So no issues growing up biracially?
There were issues.
Do you want to discuss issues?
Really? It's personal. What if it's my own mom? Just kidding.
Our own mom.
Please, mom, I love
you. What would she say? That don't go under the sun.
Yeah. She'd say I look dirty.
Don't go under the sun, or go shower every day because your skin is dark.
And I also had like super oily skin, but I don't think it's racial. And she had trouble taking care of my hair actually.
Yeah.
Because I had really curly hair. I don't mind it now because I styled it, but my hair is really curly, but not coarse curly, just frizzy curly, if that makes sense. And my mom would have so much trouble keeping it together that she would always keep me in 2 pigtails and a braid. Like that throughout my childhood, that was the only look I had. That was my only look.
But because, see, like I was born with, this is basically my natural hair. People
yeah, it's like wavy.
People have asked if it's a weave.
Yeah, it's a weave. You want me to take it off?
Pull it out. Yeah, this is my natural hair. Sorry, it's kind of wet because I kind of just got out of the shower.
I was always jealous of her hair, did you know?
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
But my hair was also like, my mom could not manage it either.
Oh, she could.
Well, she put it up in a ponytail, but you could still see like frizz. Like she couldn't manage the frizz. She would just put it up in a ponytail or a pigtail, whatever. But Shireen's hair was really more, it had more African, natural texture to it.
Yeah.
So,
it's thick and curly.
But over the years, Mom figured out how to treat it. Like she would put some oil in and start braiding it. So it looked a bit neater.
And I would have like combination skin where I'd be oily on my nose and my forehead and I'd be dry around my mouth area. But then my mom, all she would see is the dryness around my mouth area, so she'd slather my face with Vaseline. And I'd come to school with like such an oily face. Oh, I hated it.
How has our parents' relationship affected you? Relationship. So they were still together, still married. Has that affected you in any way?
Do you want my honest answer? I can say a lot of bad things.
Yeah, go. That's the whole point. Uh-oh. Go. I'm kidding. Go.
Disclaimer. I mean no harm. I'm just being honest.
That's the whole point. There you go.
So, their relationship wasn't ideal. Let me just put it that way. And it's got nothing to do with their race. It's got more to do with their personalities. They were both very strong personalities. Neither of them would give up, and it's always a power struggle. So they would argue a lot, they wouldn't get along a lot, and they would always have opposing views on almost everything, and we were always torn in between, right?
You would make us choose too.
Yeah.
Like, pick sides.
So it was always, that was pretty hard, and like I said, it doesn't have much to do with their race, it's more to do with their personalities. And then yeah, because of that, we're both very, I wouldn't say timid, but close to it.
We're pretty
We
shy.
are, yeah. Like we're not confrontational. We're not aggressive. Right?
We're afraid to say no.
Yeah, like we're more passive. We're more, I don't know.
Just not dominant.
Yeah, opposite of
We
dominant.
were basically fed off of. Well, our parents were both dominant in nature,
Strong personalities.
so then we automatically, I guess,
have to give in.
had to create this balance. We were like, okay, we have to be quiet while they dominate the rest of the family.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but it wasn't all rocky. Like,
We had good
it
times.
was
Definitely.
such great like family adventures, especially when we would hang out with family friends and their kids. In fact, my best friend is actually a child of our family, our parents' friends, right? And same with her best friends.
And the nice thing about it is, like, every year we would travel. Like, every year we would go either to my dad's place in Sudan, my mom's place in the Philippines, back and forth. So, cut.
Somebody's calling. Hello. Do you need a room? Oh. Oh my god.
Oh, so good.
That's sour.
This is what green apples. What the hell? What do you think?
Next. How has the divorce affected your views on relationship? Or how has it affected you?
Scarred for life. Actually, it really affected us because in where we're from, it's very unusual. Right? We were like the only family who had that happen, and it was a big court case.
News of the town.
Which was embarrassing.
Yep.
So yeah, it pretty much scarred me, and I think I was afraid of marriage for the longest time because of it.
I have this defense mechanism where anything negative that happens in my life,
She forget.
I block out of my memory. It's not consciously being done.
It's called repression.
It's called, yeah, it's a defense mechanism. It's called repression, where my mind kind of shuts off the memory switch when it comes to anything negative or traumatic that
That's why
happens.
she's so happy.
That's why I'm so happy, because I actually have what you call selective memory now. I have selective memory loss. Yo, I haven't been diagnosed or anything. It's just based on our nursing knowledge, and yeah, from nursing school, I was able to relate completely when the topic of defense mechanisms or coping mechanisms came up. I'm like, oh, that's me, you know, because a lot of the divorce actually did not. I have no memory of it.
And I have very clear memories of them.
So thank goodness for my sister. I would ask her, yo, Manang, was it that bad? Yo, Manang, do you remember this happening? Or what happened back then? So even though she was younger, she's younger, she's still like my source of knowledge when it comes to things like that.
And I wish I could forget, but heck, she has that gift.
I don't think it's a gift.
It is.
It's not really a gift. I mean, sure, it keeps me happy, but it's not healthy as well. Because it is supposed to affect you in such a way where it helps you grow and become a stronger person.
Or scar you for life.
Or it'll scar you for life. So in that sense, I've never thought I had any issues when it comes to relationships or anything like that. And then I met Justin. Thank goodness. He's older than I am. So he noticed a few things about me that no one else had the guts, I guess, or the awareness to figure out. So he would say things like, hey, how come every time we have a fight you would walk out? Or how come every time you get all sensitive you think that I want to leave you? Like, why can't we be adults here and just sit down together and talk it out like adults do, instead of walking out on one another? Things like that. I mean, he also noticed I had this fear of commitment. Like, right when we were nearing, I think we went past the second year in our relationship or something, I was always like, oh, so you're going to leave me now? You're going to leave me now? And he's like, what? Where's this coming from? Things like that.
I think I was the same, where it was so easy for me to leave a relationship. I never fully invest in them, thinking that, oh, it's going to end anyways. You know?
What about your views on marriage? You said you didn't believe you would ever get married?
Yeah.
Because of the divorce, or did it have something to do with being biracial? Like you're not sure what?
Both.
Okay.
I never thought I would ever get married because, well, statistics say 50% of marriages fail, and now I think it's gone up.
Ooh, that sucks.
And that's because divorce has become so normal now. Like, people are not afraid to do it as much as before. Before you exhaust all options before you even think of divorce because it's socially unacceptable before and all that. But now it's so common that people don't really value marriage as much anyways because they know there's a way out. So, because of that, I've been very careful. Like, I also had fear of commitment. If I felt that the relationship was getting too serious, I would leave.
So you'd break up?
Yeah.
Or you would start a fight?
Yeah.
But you're not consciously doing it?
Like, I don't think about it, but it's a pattern that I seem to have been doing for years.
But you didn't notice that you were doing it, right?
Yeah. Until, of course, some people pointed out or whatever. But
that people being me. Do you believe in marriage now? Now that you're in a relationship, are you? Do you want to talk about it?
Now I am in a serious relationship, and I started believing in marriage again, just based off of actually you guys.
Oh.
Yeah, because like they've been together for so long, and like you could tell they become one being basically. Like you both. You don't. I feel like you're not two different people anymore. I see you both like as a unit already. So that's what made me believe in it. It's like, oh, it's possible. Things can a marriage can be
can bring people.
Yeah, can bring people together.
Two hearts.
Especially if you're really compatible, though. You have to be good to one another. You have to complement one another, or else it's gonna be hard and it's probably not gonna work.
The fact that Justin and I are opposites. You didn't feel like, because a lot of people are like, oh my goodness, how are you two gonna last? You're so different.
Like I said, you don't have to be the same. I mean, I don't think anyone's ever dated the person who's exactly the same as they are, because they probably clash more.
Right, that's what I thought too.
Like, you always want someone who complements you, like I said. So you may be opposites, but as long as the opposites complement each other, then that'll work, right?
Although having somebody or being married to somebody who's exactly the same as you might work for other couples, right? It might work for them.
That's if you are perfect. But if you're imperfect and you meet someone who has the same imperfections as you do, you probably hate them.
I mean, that was a mistake I've been making, I guess. With my exes and all that, I would gravitate towards people who are more like me. You know, like, oh, that person talks a lot, that person's sociable, that person is super cool and fun, just like me, we're both funny, we're gonna get along. And we did at the beginning, you know, honeymoon phase, and then after that, we just clash all the time. Oh, what was it like growing up as a middle child? My favorite.
Awful. Awful.
Ask her why.
You wouldn't believe how many times I got forgotten in places. Elevators, parks, you name it. You know the movie Home Alone? I am the Home Alone kid. Only he was like not quite middle child. He was like second youngest or something. But yeah. There you go.
In what sense are you left out? What have you tell a story? Something about the elevator. I remember something.
I particularly remember being left in an elevator. And I think it took them a while to realize they left me.
So how old were you?
I don't know. Maybe 5, maybe less. But that scarred me. I got scared of elevators from that.
Yeah, you did. You did have a fear of elevators for a while after that, hey? I remember. So what happened was we all stepped out of the elevator, but then the elevator doors closed, I think.
Right before
she could step out, because she needs to be like, she's never been the fast one.
I was right in the back playing with the mirror. She
was distracted by the mirrors in the elevator. And then the doors just shut. She was in it. And then it took us a while. Like, we kept going along our way, assuming, because Shireen's always been like a really quiet. Did I mention her name was Shireen? Probably not. Her name is Shireen. But we call her She or Manang for short, okay? So she's always been like the timid, quiet type. So whenever we would go on outings as a family, we always thought that we always knew she'd be there. She just doesn't say much. So when we stepped out of the elevator, we kept going forward, assuming, you know, so she moves slowly and she's super quiet, that she's still there, but right behind us. And we were just talking and laughing and all that. My mom, my dad, myself. I think that was the time Sammy was not born yet. Our brother wasn't born yet. And then, yeah, we were just talking, and then it took us a while. I think we even stepped out of the building.
No, he was born.
He was? What happened?
He was still a baby, though.
How many minutes has it been that you've been in that elevator?
The problem is the elevator didn't stay put. It started moving, and then it freaked me out.
It was going up and down.
It freaked me out. Of course, other people saw me crying in, and they didn't even enter because they were scared or whatever.
You're like, why is she crying?
Yeah.
It's weird. Nobody helped you, hey? Like,
But yeah, what sucks about being the second, let me tell you more, okay? Hand-me-downs. I always got hand-me-downs. I barely got any new clothes ever. I barely ever got new books. What else did I hate about?
Toys.
She's always the first to experience things, and I would always experience things from her experience. Like, she would be in 7th grade before I do, and it's so exciting, but when I get to 7th grade, it's like, oh, it's been done, you know? It's like, not exciting.
Because I tell her everything.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what being a 7th grader is like.
Mm-hmm.
And I share my experiences. So by the time she gets there, she's like,
not exciting
I know what to expect from this teacher. I know what to expect from this homework. I know what projects and assignments are going to throw our way.
Yep.
But I didn't realize I was doing that, you guys. Okay, I didn't do that to be mean to her.
No, and I don't see it as a mean thing. It's just, it happens, right? That's how it is.
What have you learned, or what advice can you give others based on your past relationships or current one, your experiences in being in a relationship? What have you learned?
Give it a chance.
Number one for her.
Number one is give it a chance. I feel like
you give up on them.
I give up too soon. Yeah, that's been my. Like I said, it's probably because of my past or whatever. I give up too soon. The moment I see a flaw, the moment I see something I don't like, I wanna bolt right away. But I say give it a chance. Like, don't
give up on your relationship.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. And then secondly is like learn to treat the person as a person. I don't know if that makes sense, but like, you know, you always, girls, I guess girls in general always have expectations. Like, the guy should do this, the guy should do that, and you never actually tell the person what you want. You just think, oh, they should know that. It's expected.
Common sense.
Yeah. That's
if he
how
were
guys,
a gentleman, he
exactly.
should know that he should open doors and pull out seats and put on my coat for me.
When the truth is, that person is just a person. They're not a mind reader. So all you have to do is tell them. Although you feel, you might be shy to tell them because you feel like, oh, then it won't be genuine because I asked for it.
But and I sound entitled or whatnot.
But there's no other way for them to. They want to please you. You also, as a person in a relationship, want to please them. And wouldn't you want to know what you can do to do that, right? So it's like, that's one thing I learned because I used to have so much expectations and never communicate well. So yeah.
What about love?
What about love? But
love, is love important in a relationship? Because some people go like, no, as long as you're compatible and you know you suit each other well, that should be
because I feel like love is both an action and an emotion, but it's not the sole thing that can hold a relationship. That's how I feel. I feel like, yes, you have to have love, which is both an emotion and an action. So it's how you feel and what you do to each other. But you need so much more to keep things together.
Such as?
Trust, patience, respect. Patience.
Lots of respect. Lots of trust.
Yeah, I guess. And communication, definitely. And compromise, definitely compromise.
How do you feel about, say, my relationship with Justin, where his parents completely disapprove of us in a relationship, or of me anyway? They completely disapprove of me before even having met me. What are your views on that?
Well,
yeah. You don't have to badmouth them. Just be
No,
honest.
I'm not bad mouthing, but I. Can we cut?
Okay, cut.
Okay, first of all, why aren't you mentioning about Dad's side? Like, you're just mentioning his side. You're never mentioning that.
Which our dad?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
No, I'm saying about his disapproval too. Like, it's not just one side.
Oh no, because they don't know yet.
Okay.
She said her tongue is itchy, so she's using her